Alrighty, we are back in my kitchen. I have a few things to get stored. I have this spinach and this cilantro that is super damp for some reason. So I'm going to take it out of these bags, put it in some new containers so that it stays nice and fresh and doesn't start molding. I think the rest of the stuff that I have will be okay being stored like normal. I have some jalapenos, a zucchini, I have broccoli for my daily juicing, my little mini bell peppers to snack on, one of my favorite snacks right now, seriously. And then, of course, apples, tomatoes. And here I just have a cucumber and two things of celery. I feel like celery stores the best when you leave it, just leave it alone. Like in its little plastic bag. I've heard some people say they wrap it in aluminum foil. I've heard some people like cut it and then like put it in a jar with some water. I don't have a jar to do that. So we're gonna hope for the best with it in the little plastic bags. But the cilantro and the spinach are going in something else. When I went to walk my dog, there was a little baby bird on like right next to the path while we were walking. Honestly, he scared me because he squawked really loud, and then all the other birds in the tree started squawking, and I was like, are we getting attacked by birds right now? But I think they were just squawking because they thought their baby was in distress. So I get to my house and there's one right in front of my door, like just hopping back and forth. I was like, oh my gosh, of course. So I took my dog around to the back door, took her inside so she couldn't hurt any of the little baby birds, and then now I'm just kind of monitoring him, watching him, making sure nothing's attacking him. I went back out to make sure he wasn't injured. He doesn't look injured at all. He's moving around fine. I think all the baby birds are just learning to fly right now because yesterday there was one in my neighbor's yard as well. Honestly, maybe it's the same one because that one was hopping around too. But yeah, I think they're all just learning to fly right now, and I feel so bad for them. So hopefully they have good luck learning to fly and they can stop hopping around. The one by my door has gone back to the tree I assume his little nest was in and keeps trying to get back up the tree. I feel so terrible, but I'm pretty sure his mom is out there. There's a bird that keeps coming back, same kind of bird, and it squawks from the tree. Like super intensely. So I'm thinking that she's just either checking on her kid or looking for her kid, whatever it may be. But right now I'm just making sure nothing is attacking him because not on my watch. He's over there. But no. Oh, oh my god. Oh, he just tried to fly. I'm really concerned he's gonna go on the street, but he should be okay. He doesn't seem like he's heading that direction. He gets so scared every time something goes by. I feel like he wants to get back in the tree. I feel terrible. Oh my god. So this is my little produce haul for a portion of the week. I'm still gonna go to Aldi. They had a lot of good produce sales. They have berries on sale, and then they also have cucumbers and avocados for really cheap. So I'm gonna get some more cucumbers, more avocado, an assortment of berries, because right now, as long as they're not sold out, they should have strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries for like $2 each. So you know I'm running there. I feel like generally with produce, the best way to make it last longer is to not wash it. So we're not gonna do that today. I am gonna find, I don't have any big Ziploc bags, which is what I would prefer to put the spinach in. The best way that I've found to store spinach is to put it in a Ziploc bag with a little bit of paper towels in there just to kind of soak up the extra moisture. When I worked at the juice bar, we used to just get washed spinach that was like pre-washed, so washing it wasn't a problem. I'm not gonna wash it before I put it in the bags, and I'm just gonna wash it as I use it because I think that the extra moisture is gonna be like too much. It's gonna make it soggy. I have this large container. This might be a little overkill, honestly. It might fit in something smaller, but I also don't want to like crush it too much. I want it to stay nice and crisp. Let's see, like I'm not even washing it, just coming from the store. I feel like the spinach is super soggy. Like in the middle, there's a couple spots that are already trying to wilt. So it needed some tender loving care. So I'm gonna take a paper towel and put it in like this so that it's like completely surrounded. And then I think I'm gonna lay another piece on top. But let's go ahead and start layering this spinach in there. I might also add a second layer. Oh no, this will be the perfect fit. I'm gonna add one more paper towel and then add the rest. Just to make sure we don't have any excess moisture going on. I feel like one of the reasons I don't buy spinach as often is that it goes bad so fast. So here's to hoping that this fixes that problem. And I think it'll be good like this. This side isn't really too bad, but if it does start to look like it's still too wet, I'm gonna add another paper towel on top of this. And now we have this cilantro to do. I'm not sure if maybe the sprinkler just went off before I grabbed my produce, but this one is super soggy too. I don't know if you guys can see that, and it's trying to go bad a little bit there at the base. So we're gonna take all of that nasty stuff off and put it in its separate little container. I'm thinking this one so that it doesn't have to be squished as much. And then I think I'm also going to remove the stems while I'm at it, or at least most of the stems. Guys, I think I hear the baby bird crying again, so I might go check on him real quick. I just don't want him to get hurt. Okay, so. Okay, the bird was safe. I think its mom is just screaming in the tree. I feel bad for her too. So then we have our cilantro, and this one for sure, I'm gonna put another little piece of paper towel over the top. And there we go. Successfully stored, and hopefully will last a lot longer than it would have. Alrighty, I think that's all I'm gonna do regarding produce prep right now. Feeling pretty good about at least having the greens put in something that's a little more moisture resistant. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the celery alone. I'm gonna leave these guys alone. I'm honestly thinking about maybe saving the bags for these because supposedly like plastic bags with like air vents can be better for like storing some kinds of produce. Ideally, I'd love to get some of those reusable like produce saving boxes and then also some jars so that I can start storing some cut produce too. I feel like that would make things really easy. Have like some celery or some cucumber ready to go. Before we leave my kitchen, I wanted to show you guys the herbs that I'm trying to propagate right now. I am propagating these from herbs that I bought at the store. So I have some dill, some mint, and some basil. Hopefully these little guys grow strong and grow little roots so that they become a nice addition to my garden. I'm really wanting to start an herb garden this year. My mom got me a little green, like raised stacked, it's like a tiered planter, like kind of like a tiered raised planter. It's a little small, so it's like perfect for herbs. I think I'm gonna put those in there, have myself a little herb garden, and the best part is it's super easy to move like inside or outside. So when it gets cold, I don't have to worry about my herbs dying. They can come inside with me for the winter. I really love having an herb garden. I feel like when you buy herbs from the store, at least me, I never use them all. Unless it's like mint. I will use all the mint that I get because I can put it in water, I can put it in tea, I can use it for fruit salad. Oh, a buddy. Can put it in a lot of recipes too. Even like infusing it into stuff is there's so many different ways. So mint I would usually go through, but some of the other ones I have noticed I will throw a lot out. So I figured if I start my own little herb garden, then I can just take what I need and have just a replenishing supply, which would be so amazing and also would reduce a lot of my waste and would also. Boy, you have to bite me right now? And I feel like would also unlock a lot more things that I can do with herbs since I would have my own supply and I don't have to worry about just getting like a little tiny container of it. I would love to make some infused oils. I would love to make some tinctures. There's so many like good self-care recipes that you can use herbs for. Rosemary, for one, is super good for your hair. I used to make a rosemary rinse. I would boil rosemary and also some fresh basil until it combined into. I'm being like, I'm in fear. He's grabbing my arm with his little claws. Hey, bud. So I would just boil rosemary and basil together, and once it had cooled down, I would use it for like a hair rinse, and it makes your hair grow so well, and it also makes it super shiny. I need to get back on that because ever since I moved out of my mom's, I don't have like access to herbs as readily. We have huge basil plants, and we also had a huge rosemary bush. I miss that rosemary bush so much. I am definitely thinking about planting one of my own. And also rosemary, for some reason, I cannot find at my grocery store, so I think I would have to like venture to a different grocery store to find it at all. So I'm thinking maybe a rosemary plant would come in handy. But yeah, I just want to have a little herb garden so I can go out there, pick only what I need, use it for my recipes, use it for whatever self-care activities I'm doing. Yeah, so that's just what is inspiring me right now. That's what I'm feeling super excited about, especially as summer comes around. I feel like every summer I'm like looking for more things that I can use herbs for. And I feel like herb plants produce a lot. If you have ever had a basil plant, you will know what I'm talking about. Once they like get established, those things grow like crazy. My basil plant, I was like constantly trimming so that it wouldn't go to flower, because if they go to flower, then the plant's kind of like done. But you can trim them off, keep that basil producing, and I would make like little baby plants out of those. It's kind of like almost an endless supply of basil. And mint is almost the same way. Just don't plant it in the ground because it will spread everywhere and you'll have a mint infestation, which may sound nice at first, but it is not. Trust me. So, yeah, that was just my little yap about herbs. I would definitely be taking you guys along with me for the entire herb garden growing process. Next step is probably to get that raised planter filled so that whenever the herbs are ready to be planted, that way when the herbs are ready to go, I can just go ahead and plant them. And I'll show you guys all of that probably in a later video because I have to wait for my little herbs to grow first. I may just buy a already established rosemary plant. That way I only have to worry about propagating some herbs, but I would love to have a full established herb garden with like anything I could think of in it. I feel like the ones I use the most are probably dill, mint, basil, thyme, oregano, and rosemary. So those are going to be like my main focus for getting started. That's what I'm trying to collect right now. If you guys enjoyed this little yap about herbs, I know herbs really get me excited. I have so many herbalism books. I think that this summer I'm going to get back into the swing of things, of making self-care things with herbs, making little tinctures, even like face masks, hair masks, things like that, especially that hair rinse, because I feel like my hair needs a little bit of a refresher. We have hard water at my house right now, and I haven't had a chance to get a water softener, so it's been a little bit more dry than it was when I was living in California. So I'm thinking that this summer is really going to be about showing myself some gentle, loving self-care. Hello, hello. I am outside. It is a beautiful Sunday. I'm about to replant my seedlings. I just got these little like nursery pots in the mail. There's like a few different sizes. So I'm going to be replanting my plants, trying to separate them the best I can because I may have planted a few too many seeds. But I'm going to separate them the best that I can, put them each in their own little pot until I can get them all raised planters or bigger pots for them to fully grow in. Some of them are looking a little yellow and I think they would be happier in their own space, so let's go ahead and get to it. This little bird visits me every day. It's my absolute favorite. So just for a little plant update, these are 2 zucchinis that I have already replanted to their own little pots. And then here's the rest of my plants. They are all going pretty strong. The only one I didn't have anything successfully growing was the second watermelon, but that is okay because I have this little guy right here that I already replanted into his nursery pot. Then I also added that zucchini to a nursery pot as well because he was in this yogurt container and I felt that it was a little too short for him. This zucchini, and these zucchinis were all planted at the same time. So I think that really shows how much having the correct housing and also nutrients in the soil does for the plants, because these guys are doing so good. All right, first step, potting mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and decide which ones I'm actually going to replant today and in which sizes, because these are really small, not much bigger than the peat pots themselves. So I feel like there's really no point to replant them into these. I will be using them for growing some peppers because I have some mini pepper seeds that I want to try growing that I saved from my grocery run. So anyways, guys, let's get to the task at hand. I don't have a trowel and I do not have gardening gloves yet, so I'm going to be doing all of this by hand. Kind of not looking forward to it that much because I do not like having dirt under my fingernails, but I'm going to deal with it for the sake of my plants. I have these little tiny gardening tools that came with my raised planter, so maybe these will help us. Not too sure, but I'm just going to leave it a little low so that I can kind of scoop this around to fit the plant in, and then I'm going to put more dirt on the top once the plant is in its container. So I'm going to be starting with my cucumbers. There's 4 in this one and they're pretty close together. I'm going to start by kind of peeling this portion of the top part off without going far enough to damage the roots. And then we're going to see if these are separatable. I think it honestly might be better just to plant these 2 together and then try to separate the other ones. So go ahead and free a little bit of the bottom, make it easier for the roots to come through, which it looks like they're already finding their way. I'm trying to be very delicate so that I don't upset any of the little roots. But when I looked it up online, they said that this might be the best option if the roots are really tightly combined. And since I know for sure the other cucumbers I have are going to be very tightly combined, I figured I'd try planting these guys together first. And then we can see which way really works best. So I'm going to take some of these smaller containers and I'm going to try to separate the other cucumbers into their own separate plants. This is my problem child. This one I accidentally dumped way too many seeds in when I was like trying to sprinkle them. And I don't think I got enough of them out because there is a lot of little baby plants on this thing. These ones I'm going to have to try to separate, so I'm going to take the peat pot completely off and see what we're working with. this cucumber plant actually smells like cucumber. Okay, so I managed to get one little guy separated. Feeling pretty good about this one, but we'll see how the other ones go because they are honestly a little bit closer together. Just realized that the one that I'm working on wasn't even in the frame for most of these, so sorry for that. I have one little cucumber plant successfully disengaged from his family. Now these guys are the ones that I'm really concerned about. I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to separate these three, so those are going to be planted together. And I'm thinking these two might have to be planted together as well. I was able to get these two separated. Oh, another cucumber plant success. And we have way too many cucumber plants. Next we have this poor little zucchini who's getting a little bit yellow. But he's going to be very easy to plant simply because he's the only one in this pot. So I just have to transfer his peat pot into the soil. Good to just go ahead and plant it. I keep spilling these. I'm gonna cry. So now we have some cantaloupes. I just had another one come up like literally just the other day. So now I have 6. So hopefully I only got 30 nursery pots. So hopefully I have enough big pots for all the ones that I want to get into big pots. I'm going to leave the peppers and the tomatoes alone because I have some more stuff coming in the mail that I'm going to plant them with. Let's see if we can get these guys separated because I think they'd be better off that way. Oh, okay, well we got this guy separated. He is so small, it's so cute. He's so freaking cute. They're pretty close together, but they're already trying to, oh, perfect! Okay, those came apart super easily. These flies keep biting me. They're driving me crazy, but I really want to get this done. It's just such a nice day today. We're supposed to get more rain this week, so I'm trying to take advantage of the good weather to plant these little guys while I can. Alright. Got another cantaloupe. And then onto this last little cantaloupe. The cantaloupe came apart the easiest out of all of them. It's got, oh no. Get out some more cups so I can go to the next 3 cantaloupe. And then we're done with these. So after that, I think that's actually all that I have to plant except for these little sunflowers that I have, which I'll probably try to separate today too and put into their own smaller pots. I would love to put them all in this size pot, but I don't think I've saved up enough of these yet. All right, now we're going to be doing something just for fun. I'm attempting to propagate these roses. This is the first bouquet I ever got for my husband. Got him some roses for our anniversary. And now I'm going to hope they have roots. They've been in here for about 2 months now, since the beginning of April, and it's now the beginning of June. So I'm hoping that we have some little roots in these guys and I can get them into some actual nursery pots. I'm super excited they're going to be clear because then I can see like if the roots really are forming and if like my little roses are actually going to make it, because I would love to plant these in my garden someday when I am in the house that I'm actually going to be like staying in, the one that I want to buy. Do these things even have roots? That's what we're about to find out. I planted this in soil out of my yard, so I'm not too sure. Popping in his own little home. I think these guys just need a little bit of fertilizer. I think they actually are going to grow into little roses. At least this one. This one has roots. Now this one. Delicate. Oh, we have a root. Alright. Let's hope these continue to grow out here. Alright, now it's just time to water everyone a little bit. And we're done. And I enjoy these clear nursery pots because I can see when the soil is moist all the way through. My dog just arrived on the scene. Hopefully she's not going to go bark at the neighbors. And then lastly, I wrote on all of the little cups with a Sharpie so that I can tell these guys apart. And that is all for my planting today. I got all of the little seedlings potted. I'm so excited to get them into their final homes after this, but this is how they're looking right now. I pretty well got everything separated just how I needed to, and I'm so excited to keep you guys updated on this gardening journey and keep growing my little plants. So definitely stay tuned if you want to see how these guys are growing.